Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to my high-end scrap wood projects video. I don't know why I even called it that. I have one scrap wood project in this whole video. So let me show you what it is. Let's get into DIY number one. For DIY number one, I'm going to make this scrap wood box, and this is a legit scrap wood project. So these pieces right here, I had left over from a box that I'd done a couple of months ago, which I will leave the link down in the description box below. So these pieces were left over from that video like I'm telling you about. And what you see me doing here is just measuring the little end pieces that I need to cut off to close in the ends of my box. And I just took a little pencil and marked across right there. And then I'm going to take it outside and use my little not hand sander, Lord have mercy, my little wood cutter, and I'm sure there's a proper term for it, that thing right there, whatever that's called. Anyway, I used one of my husband's small batteries on it, so didn't really have the power it needed to cut through that wood. It cut through it, but it left some little jagged edges, so I took my little finger hand sander and just sanded all those little pieces down that it didn't, it was just like splintery or whatever. And I got it really, really smooth. And once I got everything sanded down and cleaned up, then I started building my little box. Now, as you know, if you watch me for any length of time, I am obsessed with wood right now. I love building things from scratch. And this was fun to literally find some scrap wood that I was probably going to throw away and go, you know what, don't throw that away because you can make something with that. So I'm kind of tickled at the way that this turned out. It is absolutely my favorite piece today, and I can't wait to hear what you think about not only this, but my other two pieces that I'm going to throw in with this video today. So once I get my little box built, I am going to open up some Weather Wash. Weather Wash was kind enough to send me some more stain. If you watch my channel, you know I am obsessed with their barnwood stain. Well, this time they sent me walnut, and I am equally as obsessed with the walnut stain as I am with the barnwood stain. I'm going to leave a link to their website down in my description box. They have an array of beautiful colors. And there's going to be something in there that you're going to fall in love with and want to stain something that you're building with. It is amazing. It goes on so smooth and so even. And the polyurethane, I have never, ever, ever, and I use polyurethane all the time, never found a polyurethane that did not turn white when it dried if you got too much in one spot. This does not turn white. Maybe I haven't gotten enough in a spot yet. I don't know. But I haven't had any problems with my polyurethane drying white or cloudy. You know what I mean? Like it dries so smooth. So right here, I'm just going to take one of those little microfiber cloths and cut like a fourth of it away. And this, as you can see, different cuts of wood take on the stain differently. But what you can do if you have a piece that doesn't accept the stain as well as some of your other cuts is just give it a few seconds to dry and layer it some more, because the more you layer it, the darker it's going to get. So that's kind of what I did. I just played around with it, and then I found this gorgeous, gorgeous little ornamental piece right here on Amazon, and I will link it below. Actually, everything that I'm using today that can be linked below will always be linked in my description box. So I'm going to cover it in this gorgeous walnut stain. These are just some little feet that I got from, where did I get these from? I want to say probably Hobby Lobby. And again, everything I'm using today is wood, so all of this wood is going to get this gorgeous walnut weather wash stain. Once I get my feet stained, I am going to go in with some white Waverly chalk paint and give just the box like a real kind of heavy distressed coat, just to farmhouse it up, make it rustic, make it shabby chic, make it everything that I am. So I'm going to take the white, just like I said, I'm going to dip a brush in it, just a little chip brush, or actually that's not a chip brush, but you can use any brush that you can just kind of put a I wouldn't call it heavy distress coat, but it's not, it's sort of a medium distress coat. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen what I did just then, but when I finished with my little rag, when I was pulling my glove off, I just wrapped the rag inside the glove. That's going to keep it from drying out and make it to where you can use it again. So that's just a little pro tip. So anyway, once I got the box covered with this distress coat of white, I set it aside and let it dry. And look at that, y'all, look at that stain. I hate even covering it up, but I had a specific look in mind for this box. But as you could see before I covered it up, that walnut is absolutely gorgeous. You can see the walnut here, and you can see it in the legs. So yeah, I really burnt myself bad right there, y'all. Be careful when you're using hot glue, because it says hot for a reason. I burnt myself so bad. I ended up having to take my ring off because it started to swell. So be careful when you're using hot glue. But anyway, I'm just taking my brush, the leftover paint on my brush. I'm just running it across that little ornamental piece to lighten it up and bring it out and make it just kind of stand out a little bit more. Once I got that done, I added my feet to the bottom with my wood glue. You guys know I'm obsessed with the hot glue sticks that are wood glue. And again, they will be listed in the description box. They're by Surebonder. They are amazing. But once I got my feet on, this little box was done in a matter of minutes. And I think it is gorgeous. Look at that. Is that not the most beautiful little piece of scrap trash you ever saw? I mean, I was going to throw it away. But look, now if you want to reinforce this a little bit, you can add some little finishing nails on there. I just didn't see any purpose in doing it because the wood glue holds so good. But if you're going to keep this for a long time, I would suggest finish it off with some finishing nails and just sort of like hold it all together a little bit better. But look at how it turned out. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Now this one here, this is interesting. I had an idea that I got from something that I'm going to show you a little bit further in the video, and I tried to recreate it, and I kind of sort of did. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a few minutes. But these here are feet that I got from Woodpecker Crafts, and I don't even remember what these are called, but they will be linked in the description box below. But you guys know I'm going to put feet on something in a video, so this is the one. Well, I mean, the first one got feet too, but these little unusual things, I just fell in love with the shape of them and knew that they would make cute feet for a box. So that's me just trying to see what it looked like, make sure they were long enough once I put my little oval piece on there to hold it together, and it actually is. Not hold it together, but like be tall enough so that that oval piece is not going to like drag the ground. Now I'm going to pull out that rag that is still wet with the weather wash. And look, I didn't even put any more weather wash on it. I am going to paint this whole box with what's already on the rag. I may open it up in just a minute. I don't remember. But there was a lot of stain left on that rag. So don't throw your rag away. Keep it, but make sure you put it in some sort of like plastic baggie that you can zip up, or down inside your glove, and make sure you twist your glove closed. But now I'm going to finish this just like I did the first box, because you guys know everything's going to match in the end, and I'm just going to distress it down. Now, I started to use one box, but one box just wasn't enough for what I wanted to accomplish. So I grabbed another little crate from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to do the same thing with that one that I did with the first one. I'm going to cover it in that gorgeous walnut weather wash stain. I want you to look at how it transforms this box. I need to make something that I don't cover up with like the white, you know what I mean? Just to show how beautiful that weather wash stain is. But you can still see it before I put the distressing on there. I mean, look at how it's transforming that little $1.25 box. It brings it up like 50 notches, in my opinion, like the quality and everything. Look at that. So stinking pretty. Now I'm just going to take my little oval that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stain it. Look at the wood, how it just pops out once you get that gorgeous walnut stain on there. So, so pretty. Watch. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love, 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 love it. Now I'm going to get my little feet, and I'm just going to cover them. Aren't those just the most interesting little things you've ever seen? I wish I could remember what they're called, but they will be linked in the description box below under Woodpecker Crafts, and I will have the name to them in the description box. But I love the shape of them. I thought they were so cute, super duper interesting, and you could actually put, like, glue some on top of each other to make longer legs for like a little table that you want to make, or some sort of riser. Isn't it cute? I think they're adorable. So anyway, now that I have got all of my wood painted, or stained, should I say, it's not painted, but it is stained. Now I'm going to close up my stain, and I'm going to glue my pieces together with the wood glue. What I'm trying to do here is create a bigger planter. I'm going to call it a planter because I don't know what else to call it. I don't know. Let me think. Yeah, no, we're just going to go with planter. You can use it for anything you want to use it for. So now I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to do it long ways or do I want to do it across? And I decided to do it like on the longer end, or actually the shorter end. You see what I'm doing. Y'all know I can't talk. So anyway, I'm going to get everything all glued together. And then once I got it all glued together and I got my feet on, it was missing something. It was just a little bit too plain. So what I end up doing is taking one of those beautiful sunflower rubble transfers from the Dollar Tree. If you get a chance to find the sunflower transfers or the little pink rose transfers, grab them. You can use them for so many things, and they are so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to take the sunflower, like I said, and I'm going to put it on the front oval. And then I just have that little piece of knob that I'm going to put on there after I'm done. So there is the piece of rub-on transfer that I'm going to use to embellish the front of my little planter. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to cut out the pieces that I think will look cute on there. And I'm going to cover the whole thing pretty much. Look at that. It's so cute. I love rub-on transfers. Y'all, tell me what you think about rub-on transfers in the comments section below. Do you love them? Some people love them. Some people hate them. Some people can't get the hang of rubbing them on. Once you get it, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to do. But I think it's like my daddy used to call it elbow grease. You got to put enough elbow grease on there to sort of rub it onto what you're transferring it onto. But this is me just taking my little stick that I actually got from one of my Iron Orchid design transfers, and believe it or not, I didn't lose this one. If you watch me for any length of time, you know I'm always losing those little sticks. I should have about 10 of them, but that's the only one I know where it's at. So I put that in my little paintbrush box now, so I know where one's at. But anyway, I'm going to rub on all of my transfers. And then once I get all my transfers rubbed on, I'm going to add that little knob to the front to mimic the one that I made it in. Oh, Lord. I just lost my train of thought. I'm not going to stop this video and go back, because I would have to literally redo the whole thing that I just said from the very beginning of the video. So excuse me for blundering, but I am going to add the knob to recreate what I'm trying to recreate for you. I am so lucky that you guys love me and that you put up with my blunders like this. But you know what? I'm human like you are. I'm just a mother, a grandmother, and actually I'm a great-grandmother too. But thank you for still sticking around even when I get things messed up and I say things I shouldn't say, and even the times that I go back and cover it up and you never know what happened. Usually every video has one of them, but this one I just didn't want to go back and redo. So thank you for hanging in there with me. But look at how easy this satin polyurethane by Weather Wash goes on. It goes on so easy, so smooth. It beats any Mod Podge or anything else that you could imagine. And it gives everything the most beautiful satin sheen when you're all done and it's dried. But look how cute that turned out. I was trying to figure out a way to remove those pieces in the middle to make it like all one open, and I was scared I was going to like break the box, so I didn't even bother with it, because what I'm going to end up putting in there, it doesn't really matter anyway. But I'm going to set that aside, let it dry. Now I'm going to add my little knob to the front. Again, if you want to reinforce it, you can put a little screw from the back to the front and screw it in, but I just didn't see a need to do that. But now this is done, and this is one of the ways I'm going to style it for you. I'm going to show you two different ways. This one here, I just threw a little salt and pepper shaker set in there that's really rustic and shabby chic, and I thought went perfectly with this little, what did I say I was going to call it? Not a tray. Heck, see, I don't even remember what I called it. But anyway, and then I'm going to throw some little wash rags in the back of it. But look at how cute this is. You can put anything you want to in there. So I'm going to style it like that. And then I'm going to throw some sunflowers in there from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to show you what it looks like as a planter. So let me know down in the comments below, which do you like it best as? A little, like something you can put stuff in and actually make it functional? Or do you like it better as a little planter? I think it looks really pretty with the sunflowers in it, of course, because of the sunflowers on the front. But I like to utilize it better as a little container to, hold my stuff in. And the stuff is actually still in it right now. So let me know which way you like it best, as a planter or as a functional, like, carry-all. But how cute is that now? I love it. Love, 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 love it. Now let's get into DIY number 3. I have not made a beaded garland in quite a while, and I just really was ready to make a beaded garland. So I am going to use 3 different size beads to make my beaded garland. I will have the sizes of them and where I got them from listed in my description box, but the bigger ones are pretty fat. They're pretty big around, like 1 inch or something like that. So this is me just kind of laying it out, trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. And when I got my paint scheme, I wanted it to match the sunflowers. So I'm going with the antique wax for the small ones. I'm going to use maize, not antique maize, Lordy B. I'm making up new paint, y'all. Waverly's chalk paint in maize, which is a beautiful yellow color. And then I'm going to use Waverly's chalk paint in celery, which is a real pretty green. You'll see in just a minute for the bigger fat ones. That's the maize. Gorgeous. Now, if you want to make this a little more rustic, you can take a little bit of that antique wax and mix it in with your maize, and it's going to tone that bright yellow way down. And it'll still be yellow, but it'll have more of a rustic look. And it'll be a little more muted and not quite as bright and in your face, which I'm also going to mute it and bring it down some, but not by mixing it with some antique wax. So there's 2 different ways that you can bring that tone down if you don't like it that bright and in your face, which I really don't. I like more, what is the word? There's a word. Natural, neutral colors in my scheme. And then I like one sort of accent color to go with whatever I'm using, like to pop. You know what I mean? Like my kitchen is black and white basically, but then I have sort of that celery color that in different spots in my kitchen that just makes it pop. And I love that little pop of color. So once I got all of my beads painted and they dried, I'm going to take some twine from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to put them on there, and I'm going to do brown, yellow, green, yellow, brown, just sort of like blah, blah, blah. Well, once I got finished, I realized that halfway through stringing this on, I messed up. So I had to take it back off and redo half of it, which was no big deal. It didn't take me long. But So anyway, again, I'm not cutting this stuff out because I'm human, I'm real, and y'all are asking for longer videos. So the last several weeks I've given you a longer video, and I've actually had people saying thank you for the longer videos. So you're welcome. I do like doing them longer, but I just thought you guys wanted like the shorter ones. But now you see me taking the white Waverly chalk paint and just putting on a chip brush and just sort of distressing the balls just to mute it down, make it match with the distressing on the other pieces, and tone down that bright yellow and that green a little bit. So I know a lot of you don't like the distressing. If you don't like the distressing, just leave it off. But you can paint your little beaded garland any color you want it. My daddy used to say when he didn't like a color, he would call it turkey turd tan. So you can paint it turkey turd tan for all I care. I have not heard that in years. Oh, bless his heart. He's been gone since 1990, and I miss him so bad. But anyway, now I'm just going to make a tassel for one end of it with some more of that twine from the Dollar Tree. Wrap it around my hand. I think it may be 15 or 20 times. I don't remember. Then I'm going to tie a piece of twine around the top to bring that circle together. Then I'm going to go down to the opposite end and I'm going to cut it to open up my tassel. Then I'm going to cut another little piece of twine and wrap it about maybe 1/4 of an inch down to make the little head of my tassel. I'm going to tie that in a knot, maybe even a double knot. I don't remember. And then in just a few minutes, you're going to see me tie that to the end, one of the ends of my beaded garland. Now, this is one of those little things that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and you can use it for a ton of things. But today I'm going to use it to go on the end of my beaded garland. And I'm going to take the rest of my little, not the rest of them, but some more of those sunflowers, the rub-on transfers, and I'm just going to start laying them down and transferring them all over the tip end of that beaded garland so that this is going to bring my whole vignette together. It's all going to be matchy-matchy, and you guys know I like it to all come together in the end. So let me know down in the comments which is your favorite. Number one is definitely mine, but y'all know I love me a beaded garland. So let me know if you like the sunflowers. Just let me know how your day is. I love talking with you guys. Like, if I ever just say thank you and don't say anything else, I'm probably in a really, really big hurry, but I want to acknowledge that you said something to me because you make my day when you comment on my videos. So now what you saw me do was just take that polyurethane and seal in my rub-on transfers and finish that piece to match the finish on the other pieces. So now I'm going to tie on my tassel to one end, and then I'm going to tie my charm on the other end. And when I get that done, this beaded garland is done. But back to what I was saying about commenting, you guys make my day when you comment. I love the comments, and it really, truly, truly, truly helps my channel to grow. And even if you don't comment, hit that like button if you like it. Now, I've got a few haters that every single video I do, I get a few thumbs down. It's okay. Water off a duck's back. I don't care. They don't have nothing better to do than to come to my channel. They don't even watch it. They just hit the thumbs down. So anyway, give me some thumbs up where I have more thumbs up than I have thumbs down. How about that? So let me know what you want to see in the next few weeks. Now, I am going to be leaving let's see, what's today, Sunday? So you're going to be seeing this on Tuesday. So a week and a half from when you see it, I'm going to be leaving to go out of the country to celebrate my 31st anniversary with my honey. So I'm going to pre-record some things for you. So let me know what you think about those videos while I'm gone. And I will be back in 2 weeks. I think we're back on the 16th. We're back on the 15th because one of my grandsons is getting married on the 16th. But how do you like that beaded garland? I done went rambling on about everything but what I'm talking about here. Now let's get into the final reveal. And look how pretty all of that looks together. Isn't it cute? I just love it at the end when you do the final reveal and your whole vignette comes together and everything matches. And I love it. Look at that box, y'all. Is that not pretty? The detail in that little ornamental piece of wood. And it's not expensive at all. It's not expensive at all. Like I said in the beginning, I will link everything down in the description box below where you can get you some if you like what you see. And there's my other little box. Look at those pretty sunflowers. I just love it. I actually like the way that little box turned out. It took me a little bit to get used to the little oval piece on the front. It didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to match the picture that you've seen whenever I was showing you this. But I don't know, it's cute. It's okay. It's all right, as my grandkids say. But I do love my beaded garland. I don't know why I haven't made one in a long time, but I'm glad I did stop and make this one. I think the last one I did was probably back at Easter, if I remember right. I don't remember. But anyway, if you are here for the first time, welcome to Monar's Market. My name is Brenda, but my sweet grandbabies call me Monar. I do a video every Tuesday night at